We shall commence this module by studying about cooperative strategies. In an era of intense competition and shorter product life cycle, there is mounting pressure on corporations to respond quickly to opportunities in the rapidly changing turbulent environment. Much of academic literature assumes competition as accepted condition where companies compete in the market for a limited market share. It is a will-lose situation where one company can benefit at the cost of other. A contrary view has been stated by experts such as James Moore, Ray Nuda, and Barry J. Nelbuff that competition could coexist with cooperation. Various cooperative strategies help the corporation to find a space in the global market and strengthening their competitive advantage. Cooperative strategies could be of the following type: merger, acquisition, joint venture, strategic alliance. Merger, acquisition, joint venture and strategic alliance are the different types of strategic alternatives based on cooperation among firms. After studying this module, we shall be able to understand and evaluate about the pros and cons of mergers, acquisitions, joint ventures and strategic alliances. We will also discuss some real-life examples. We start with discussing merger. Merger refers to the amalgamation of two existing enterprises. A merger is a voluntary and permanent combination of two businesses that integrate their operations with each other. The merged company then functions as a new company. Merger usually occur between firms of somewhat similar size and are usually friendly. The resulting firm is likely to have a name derived from its composite firms. One example is the merging of Allied Corporation and Signal Corporate companies to form Allied Signal. Another recent example is the first ever merger of two regulators, the over 60-year-old FMC, that is Forward Market Commission, and the younger capital market called Watchdog SEBI to create a unified regulatory body. The merger will bring in convergence, widen size and scope of the market. We have advantages of mergers. We start with first, merger with an existing company in a new market with an established distribution system is more beneficial than to develop a new distribution and marketing network. The second advantage of merger is that companies are motivated by prospects of growth and market share. Through mergers, companies can quickly gain access to new market opportunities. Third benefit is that merger enable corporations to acquire strategic assets such as R&D or technical know-how, patent, brand name, local permits and license otherwise not available and take time to develop. The next, that is the fourth advantage with merger, is that merger facilitate companies to have immediate access to a network of suppliers and customers, fulfilling their need for increased market share. For example, the merger of India's Polaris Software Lab Limited with Orbitech helped in the growth and expansion of the merged entity. We have disadvantages of mergers. First, a merger can reduce competition and give the new firm monopoly power. Secondly, a merger can lead to job losses causing resentment among the employees. Thirdly, the new firm can face diseconomies of scale from the increased size. After the merger, the new bigger firm can lack the same degree of control. Sometimes, when two firms merge, being large will create diseconomies of scale where per unit production cost increases. The second type is acquisition. An acquisition is the purchase of an existing business venture. From a legal point of view, the target company stops to exist. The buyer take over the business and the buyer's stock continue to trade. Acquisitions can be the purchase of minority stake, that is between 10 to 49% of the company's shares, or a majority stake, that is above 50% of company's shares. Acquisitions are often paid in cash or acquiring company stock or a combination of both. Acquisitions are mostly based on the strong motivation of the buyer firm to acquire. Acquisitions usually occur between firms of different size and can be either friendly or hostile. Hostile acquisitions are often called takeovers. Acquisition is one of the most popular means of diversifying into another industry. Acquisitions enable the acquirer to build a strong market position in the target industry. Acquisitions are a part of the company's growth strategy because it is more advantageous to take over an existing company's operation in comparison to expansion of current business. For example, Hindalco Industries, part of Aditya Birla's group and one of the largest producer of aluminium, acquired Novelis from Canada on February 2007. Another recent example is Procter & Gamble's purchase of Gillette. We have advantages of acquisition. We start with the first advantage, that is, an acquisition is the quickest way of making a foreign market entry and establishing a presence in the foreign market. For example, Tata Steel, India's second largest steel company, acquired Corus of United Kingdom in 2006. Secondly, acquisitions are also an effective way to acquire technological know-how, establish supplier and buyer relationship, achieve economies of scale, and build brand awareness. The third advantage associated with acquisition is that relatively quick way to move into an international area is through acquisition, purchasing another company already operating in that area. Synergistic benefits can result if the company acquires a firm with strong complementary product lines and a good distribution network. For example, Belgium's InBev purchased Anheuser-Busch in 2008 for $52 billion to obtain a solid position in the profitable North American beer market. Before the acquisition, InBev had only a small presence in the US, but a strong one in Europe and Latin America, where Anheuser-Busch was weak. The next advantage with acquisition is that acquiring companies with low share value or low price earning ratio can bring short-term gains due to asset stripping. Synergy between the surviving and acquired organizations can mean substantial cost saving as well as more efficient use of resources for soft financial gains. Then we have disadvantages associated with acquisition. Different disadvantages associated with acquisition are: first, returns may not benefit stakeholders to the external anticipated, and the expected cost saving may never materialize or may take far too much time to materialize due to a number of developing factors. These might include a higher than anticipated price of acquisition, an unusually long time frame for the acquisition process, loss of key management personnel, loss of key customers, and fewer synergies than projected. The second disadvantage associated with this: under some circumstances, the cost of acquisition can climb up well beyond earlier projections. This is particularly true in situations of hostile takeover bids. The added value may not be enough to justify the cost in dollars and resources that went into making the acquisition happen. The third advantage associated with it, that integration of the acquired organizations can bring a number of challenges. Company cultural clashes can happen and activities of the old organization may not fit together as well as anticipated when forming the newly combined entity. Employees may dislike the acquisition, making integration more challenging. The next disadvantage associated with acquisition is that when an acquisition brings together diverse product or service lines, there can be difficulties in managing resources and competencies. Now we are going to discuss joint venture. Joint venture is a cooperation of two or more individual or business in which each party agrees to share profit, loss, or control in a specific enterprise. Joint venture occur when an independent firm is created by at least two other firms. In the globalized era, joint venture have become an effective tool for companies seeking expansion opportunities globally. Joint venture are desirable in two types of situations. First, when the opportunities offered by venturing into new industries require a broader range of competencies than the company can manage on its own. Therefore, joint venture facilitates pooling of competencies by companies. Secondly, sometimes opportunities are too complex, uneconomical, and risky for one company to pursue alone. Joint ventures are preferred as the risk and resources as shared between companies. Companies often form joint ventures to combine the resources and expertise needed to develop new products or technologies. A joint venture may be an association between a company and a firm in the host country or a government agency in that country. A joint venture may also enable a firm to enter a country that restricts foreign enterprise and ownership. The corporation can enter another country with assets at stake and thus lower risk. Under Indian law, for example, foreign retailers are permitted to own not more than 51% of the shops selling single brand products or to sell to others on a wholesale basis. These and other restrictions prevented supermarket giants Tesco and Carrefour from entering India. Eager to enter into India, Walmart management formed an equal partnership joint venture in 2007 with Bharti Enterprise to start wholesale operations. Under the name Bharti Mart, the new company planned to open a dozen small retail stores by 2015. We have many examples of joint venture like Japanese consumer electronics company Sony Corporation entered into a joint venture with Swedish telecommunications company Ericsson to make mobile phones. The stated reason for this joint venture was to combine Sony's consumer electronics expertise with Ericsson's technological leadership in the communication sector. The joint venture does not exist now as Sony acquired Ericsson's share in the venture on February 2012. Forming a joint venture between a foreign corporation and a domestic company is the most popular strategy used to enter a new country. Another recent example is a 50-50 joint venture company between Tata Starbucks Limited, owned by Tata Global Beverages and Starbucks Corporation, that owns and operates Starbucks outlets in India. The outlets are branded as Starbucks, a Tata Alliance. Now we are going to discuss the advantages associated with joint venture. The very first advantage associated with joint venture is that joint venture is a common method to combine the business ability, industry expertise and personnel of two otherwise unrelated companies. Joint venture allow each participating company an opportunity to scale its resources to complete a specific project while reducing total cost and sharing the risk and liabilities attached to the project. The second advantage is that joint venture provide companies with the opportunities to gain new capacity and expertise. It allows companies to enter related businesses or new geographic markets or gain new technological knowledge. For example, the Vistara Airlines. It was founded in 2013 as a joint venture between India's conglomerate Tata Sons and Singapore Airlines. The joint venture marked Tata's second major foray into the aviation sector after Tata's Airlines, now known as Air India. The third advantage is that companies can slowly separate a business from the rest of the organization and eventually sell it to the other parent company. Roughly 80% of all joint ventures end in a sale by one partner to the other. The next advantage associated with joint venture is that joint venture offers new opportunities with risk that can be shared. It provides access to greater resources, including specialized staff and technology. Then, the next advantage associated with joint venture is that joint venture can be flexible. For example, a joint venture can have a limited lifespan and only cover part of what you do, thus limiting both the commitment and the business exposure. Now we are going to discuss the disadvantage associated with joint venture. The very first demerit or disadvantage associated with joint venture is that joint venture often limit the discretion, control and profit potential of partners while demanding managerial attention and other resources that might be directed towards the firm's mainstream activities. The second disadvantage associated with it is that joint ventures take considerable time and effort to build the right relationship, and partnering with another business can be difficult. The partners don't provide enough leadership and support in the early stages. The third disadvantage is when the objective of the joint venture are not 100% clear and communicated to the parties involved, there arises conflict of interest and misunderstandings. There is an imbalance in the levels of expertise in investment or assets brought into the joint venture by the different partners. The next disadvantage associated with it, sometimes the parties involved have different cultures and management styles that resulted into poor integration and cooperation, leading to the failure of joint venture. Success in joint venture depends on thorough research and analysis of the objectives. Now we move further by learning about the meaning of strategic alliances. Strategic alliances are an increasingly common sight in the modern business scenario. Strategic alliances are long-term agreements based on trust and understanding among contracting parties. According to R. Gulati, strategic alliances are voluntary agreements between firms involving exchange sharing or co-developing of product, technologies or services. Here, companies share resources, information, capabilities, and risks. One company in the alliance provides marketing expertise while the second company provides technological capabilities. For example, Bajaj Allianz General Insurance and Asco Nobel India, that offers decorative paint brand Dulux, have formed an alliance to provide home insurance cover on purchase of specific brands of Dulux Weather Shield paint. In a strategic alliance, contracting parties commit themselves to sustain and mutually rewarding relationship and jointly find ways to reduce cost or improve quality of the product. For example, L&T, India's diversified engineering and construction conglomerate, entered into a joint venture with Japan's Kobe Steel Company Limited. The venture has helped Kobe to access the growing Indian market and consumers, while L&T has benefited from Kobe's technological expertise. Strategic alliance can be either formal agreements with equity stake or short-term contractual agreement for cooperation in a specific task. Strategic alliances are different from joint ventures because the companies involved in strategic alliance do not take an equity stake in one another. Strategic alliances can play an important role in global value creation. Strategic alliances create a stable and long-term cooperative relationship. Strategic alliances usually are only formed if they provide an advantage to all the parties in the alliance. These advantages can be broken down in the following broad categories. The first is organizational advantage. Companies form a strategic alliance to learn necessary skills and obtain certain capabilities from their strategic partner. Strategic partners help each other to enhance their productive capacity, provide a distribution system, or extend supply chain. Second advantage associated with it, that economic advantage. Companies can reduce cost and risk by distributing them across the members of the alliance and can obtain greater economies of scale in an alliance. The third advantage associated with the strategic advantage. Rivals can cooperate instead of compete. Companies can create alliances to create vertical integration where the other companies is a part of the supply chain. Now we have some other advantages of strategic alliances. Strategic alliances are cost effective as they enable a company to obtain the advantages of another company's innovation without having to invest in new research and development. For example, Starbucks entered into a strategic alliance with PepsiCo to bottle, distribute and sell the popular coffee-based drink. The another advantage of strategic alliance that it creates a unique learning opportunity through the sharing of resources and the creation of new knowledge. For example, the strategic alliance between Northwest Airlines and Dutch Airlines KLM facilitated strategic sharing of route and joint operation of flights, leading to better use of seating capacity and revenue growth. The next advantage associated with it, that strategic alliances help to pool risk and cover increased investment cost. Strategic alliances may be useful to create a competitive advantage by the pooling of resources and skills. This may also help with future business opportunities and the development of new products and technologies. The next advantage associated with it, that strategic alliances facilitate easy entry into the foreign market, especially when there are FDI regulations and other restrictions imposed by the government. We have further advantages associated with strategic alliance, that is, it enables the rivals to survive in the market that may not have enough space for both of them individually, and the only route to survival is through cooperation. For example, India's Arches Limited tie with US brand Hallmark cards. We have disadvantages of strategic alliance also. The very first is that one of the important disadvantages associated with strategic alliance is choosing a potential partner. Choosing a wrong partner can be damaging for a company if the partner is not able to contribute to the growth of the business or if the partner does not offer equal dedication, honesty, and integrity to the partnership. The second is that companies enter into a strategic alliance with an objective to mutually benefit each other. Since human nature is motivated by self interest, conflict of interest arises between the partners. Now, finally, we have come to the summary of what we have discussed so far. We have started discussing about merger. A merger is a transaction involving two or more corporations in which stock is exchanged but in which only one corporation survives. Then we have discussed about acquisition. Acquisition is the purchase of a company that is completely absorbed as an operating subsidiary or division of the acquiring corporation. It is a corporate action in which a company buys most of the shares of one company, if not all of the target company's ownership stakes, in order to assume control of the target company. Then we have discussed joint venture. Joint venture is an agreement between two or more companies or entities to engage in a specific project or undertaking. Then we have discussed strategic alliances. Strategic alliances are partnerships that exist for a defined period during which partners contribute their skills and expertise to a cooperative project.